In the void, where the warp winds howl, a fleet once noble, now destined to fall. Grave wardens stir, betrayal takes shape, Typhon's whispers, sealing their fate. Navigators lost to the shadow lie, a fleet adrift beneath a darkened sky. The warp's cruel grasp, unyielding and tight, chaos awaits in the endless night. Whispers of power, a pestilent tide, Mortarian's pride, with nowhere to hide. The destroyer plague, a grim reward, Nurgle's laughter echoes aboard. Bound by decay, they rise in his name. The death god transformed, never the same. Plague-born sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Mortarian stands, his sons by his side. Through agony storm, their oaths collide. Grandfather's hand, the pact is sealed. The legion reborn, their fate revealed. Lies in the armor, rot in the soul. A Primarch remade, his heart grown cold. In terror shadow, their war drums beat. Pestilent warriors, no chance of retreat. Through breach and ruin, their banners fly. With death's embrace, they'll never die. The lion's gate, where hope was torn. Jagged blade meets the Plague-born. Bound by decay, they rise in his name. The death god transformed, never the same. Plague-born sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Typhus herald, chaos born, Mortarian's wrath, the plague sworn. In the warp, their legacy thrives, eternal servants where corruption lies. Mortarians fall, Typhus ascends, the death god song, it never ends.
Hello everybody and welcome to an episode of the Discuss Me Resilient podcast. Hopefully everyone is doing okay. You're joined by myself and Mr. Death Guard Dave. How are you doing, Mr. Dave?
I'm very good. How are you, Aiden?
I am excellent, thank you very much. And we will just shortly be joined by Mr. Will. He's just running a little bit late today. But it's a very, very exciting time to be a Chaos player, isn't it, Mr. Dave?
It is. If you're a fan of all things disorderly and a bit wild, then yeah. Definitely, it's a good time to be a Chaos fan.
It is indeed. So Chaos is about to ascend in terms of, well, maybe not power. I don't know about that yet. We'll see. But definitely it is our time in the sun, more thankfully. But But first of all, hello to everybody in the chat. 76 views already is insane. So thank you so much for showing up. And I believe we've already had a member who's, Mr. Darian Sanders, or
Darian Sanders.
Darian? Yeah, it's Darian, I believe.
Yeah,
thank you very
Darian
much for coming to
Sanders.
Plague Marine. So just make sure, but now you're a Plague Marine, go to our YouTube channel homepage, go to the posts tab, scroll down a bit, find a link, get in our Discord, mate, and join in all the goodness. But thank you very much to the support. And for everyone else out there, if you enjoy the content you see, fucking hell, 91 viewers, that shut up.
It's so mad. Like, comment, and
subscribe. And if you want to become a Plague Marine, consider it. It's $3 a month, less than a coffee these days. And you get to join the Discord, you get to join Plague Surgery giveaways, all that good stuff, which is
I think you can barely get a double espresso for $3 these days.
Mate, I'm surprised if you can get a milk latte for $3 these days without even the milk. So what we're doing today, guys, and the topic of tonight's stream is obviously the weekend announced the Emperor's Children Codex is going on. It's the army set's going on pre-order, but inside the army set is the Codex. So now we know the roadmap is Emperor's Children, World Eaters, Death Guard. So and then 1,000 Suns after it. So it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot of chaos about to come out.
A lot to come.
And tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to look at what we can for the Emperor's Children Codex. The reveals on the Warhammer preview, and there's also something on a Warhammer video that we can look at, which is the contents page. And from that, we can extrapolate and sort of try and learn things about the design space and what they're going for with Chaos armies, and see if there's anything we can take from that for our own army and sort of run with that and make some ideas. And then the other part we want to talk about is any sort of like personal hopes and fears that we may have for the Codex. We obviously all have different, desires and wants to see in our new book, and some of us obviously have some fears about things that might happen. So we're going to talk about them as well and see if anything in the Emperor's Children stuff can sort of reveal it. Now, Dave, do you want to address the elephant in the room that a lot of people probably in chat are probably thinking?
Yeah, certainly. Just before we do that, though, apparently saying like, comment, subscribe, or become a member has an effect because Alan Godfrey has also just become a Plague Marine. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
What we want to say is that we will not be discussing any leaks or anything from leaks in this chat. We will be, as Aiden just said, we'll talk about stuff on Warcom. We will talk about stuff that is on the video that they showed earlier, and anything that was within that. That doesn't mean you guys can't chat about it, so you're absolutely free to do so. But we, as discussing as DRP, won't be doing that. But we can expect us to get into it when the kind of actual reveals are out, and when
don't ask us questions about anything you've seen. Anything you've seen is what you've seen. Yeah. We haven't seen anything, and we won't be able to answer anything. So what we absolutely will be talking about, like Aiden said, though, is things that we can infer from the official communications and what we think and what we hope. So absolutely chuck questions and bits in, talk amongst yourselves for anything that's not official, but we won't be addressing any questions in chat that refer to any of the leaks. Yeah, we just thought we'd be straight up in front with you guys, because obviously we could sit here all night and ignore you all talk about it, and obviously some of you are probably asking us questions, but we didn't want to do that to you guys, so we thought we'd just address it straight off the bat there. Where should we start? Should we start with the... Do you want to start with the previews? Should we start with the previews that they've had?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so we've had the detachment previews for Emperor's Children, and one thing that we have learnt is that there are 6 detachments, which is actually more than I thought, I'll be honest, Dave. Yeah. I thought there was going to be 4, like Tau, kind of, because, I mean, God-specific Legion, how can you extrapolate so much things out of it? But they've managed to do it, and we have 6 different detachments, all of which are named in this article, and all of which have a quick sort of summary of the sort of idea of playstyle they have. Thank you very much, Lazy Chicken, for the gifted membership there. Congrats, Austin. And thank you for saying thank you as well, Austin. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lazy Chicken.
Good manners.
So... let's have a look. Chukanori said he's going to be really upset if we lose the Plague Surgeon. Unfortunately, Chukanori, I don't think we're getting rid of that guy anytime soon. I think he's here to stay.
He's going nowhere. He is our anchor. We just don't know it yet. He's going to turn into be the A-tier model in the whole thing.
He is. So first thing we can imply for the Emperor's Children is the army rule. So the army rule, I'm interested in this army rule because it is. It has hoops. We're kind of used to that as Chaos. It has some hoops, but the good bit about it is that it is a thematic rule, and that's something we like to see when we come to talk about Death Guard. I want our rules to be thematic and powerful at the same time. So this one basically is the idea that they can advance and shoot, fall back, charge, advance and charge, but they can't basically share targets, and they can't charge something that they were in a combat with already. Because the idea basically being that they're bored of it. I have fought you already. You are now boring to me. I'm now going on to the next target, which is pretty cool. So that's a pretty cool ability. Obviously, it's quite powerful as well. I'm advanced charge is going to be very, very fast army, but it's also going to give it this weird little mini game where you can't like double charge stuff because. Well, not after advancing. You could obviously have one unit advance and charge, and the second one could have just normal moved and then make a charge. So it's a really powerful rule, but it does come with some chaos tax. In the same way, though, it is also like people have been comparing it to Stormlands for Marines who are just like all the time advance and charge and being like, how is it fair that we have to jump through hoops? Well, the thing is, ours is advance and charge, but it's also advance and shoot. It's also fall back and shoot and fall back and charge. So there's actually a lot more implications on it. It does kind of sound complicated, Mandy. I understand when you sort of get your head around it. Basically, just imagine if anything at all has already touched the unit you're trying to shoot, you can't do it. They are boring now. That is the best way to look at it.
The units are not interested. It's been done.
Yes, it has already been done. Someone else has been at that. So that's really cool, which gives me hope that as well, like our Contagion, because we know Contagion's staying. We can say that and that's not because we know anything. It's because Flyblown Host has been made with has been made with Contagion in mind. The Codex in mind, and Flyblown Host directly refers to Contagion in one of its enhancements. So I'm 99% convinced we are keeping Contagions as our army rule. Let me just start the cameras very quickly here.
Apologies for the delay, guys. I've just running a pickup game of 40k with Andy QC, and it just overran a little bit.
Andy, taking longer than usual.
Well, it was a bit of a sport, really.
Did you put him on a clock?
No. If he'd have put me on a clock, we'd have. No, it was a good one. You only won by a point. That's the official ruling.
Nice.
No. It was. It's because at the end we talked the last couple of rounds, and he had a hypothetical burn that I'm not letting him have. He can't have his fake points. He officially won by 1 point that we've agreed on. So
you don't get your fake burn objectives around here. How you doing, Will? You all right, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Just like I say, just had a random pickup game. Andy was popping into Element to get some news that anyone went around for a game. And I made a last minute change to my list that I haven't tested, so I thought, well, I better give it a go. So yeah, the list of the change seemed all right. Still not sure it's a right change, but I'm in it now, so I just got to get on with it, I think.
Nice.
How are you guys anyway? Have I missed anything exciting?
We literally just got into the stream. We just said that we've just talked about the army rule. Where we literally got to about Emperor's Children. So what we were just kicking off with saying is we're going to look at some of the Emperor's Children stuff first, and then talk about some of the inferences we think we can take out of that and what it could mean for us, and what we'd like to see based off of some of the reveals that have been gone on both across the paint stream video and the official Warcom communication.
That was really good. Nice one.
It's good, yeah, the chat's really good. There's 115 people on the stream already.
Oh yeah, hi chat.
There he is. There's one. It's
better late than never.
So just very quickly, Will. Now things we can officially know from GW. There are 6 detachments in Emperor's Children, which is more than I thought they'd get. Does that number surprise you?
Is that their number? What's
no,
it is the
9. Zinch
is 6. Slash is 6. World Eaters is 8. Zinch is 9.
Yes. Yeah.
So that the only thing that suggests, I know 6 is also a common number for detachments, but maybe we'll get 7. Just based on because they've done that before, haven't they? They gave us 7. Is it?
Yes, they have.
8th edition.
I remember the Thousand Sun book having 9 Cabal sub-factions, and like 5 of them was shit, and useless because you can't make 9 good detachments.
Yeah, it was the one where we had the Demon Engine build, wasn't it? So it must have been 8th. It must have been 8th. Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
So it was good. We were just saying how and chat was just jumping in saying that the army rule is very kind of a little bit fluffy, but in a really good way. Like that, it's like that. If a unit's already gone and done something into a unit, well then other units don't want anything to do with it. It's like, oh, it's been done. They've already charged them. They're already fighting them. I'm not going to fight them either. I'm going to go off and find something else to kill. So it's kind of really nice, and it's powerful, but it's also thematic, which is great.
That's good. I mean, it is very powerful, though, isn't it? I mean, how are we feeling about the power the power of it. I mean, obviously we need to see points and stuff.
Yeah.
There's
but I mean,
there's a really interesting you're right, points up, but I'm talking about the army rule. There's a really interesting bit with it is which actually suddenly makes you as the Emperor's Children player actually have to do not saying any Emperor's Children players weren't, but you have to really your positioning is going to actually, if you wind it back from the charge phase, for example, where if you charge a unit you can't have advanced and then charge the same unit with another one, you're going to have to really be sure about what you're doing and where you're putting units to make sure that, okay, is that one unit going to get in and kill that one?
yeah, I guess so. I mean, it sounds.
Have I got the right models going into that one? And if it does go wrong, is that unit that I've just put there, if they don't make, now the charges the other unit, you don't have that redundancy anymore to be like, I'm just going to stick 2 into there and pile on.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I suppose it's like Eldar and stuff, and people have to get good with the positioning.
Exactly.
One thing I do want to say, though, I want to correct. I've seen this on loads of podcasts. Emperor's Children did not exist before this book, as far as I'm concerned, because people keep saying they've lost stuff. As far as I'm concerned, that they weren't the book. So yeah, it's one of these things where it's like. So I think there were Sinesh themed Chaos Space Marines before, whereas now they are the actual thing. So I think when people say they've lost stuff and gained stuff, I think they're there's nothing to gain, nothing to lose. I think it's all just new.
If I could put a gif into the chat, it would be the future armor technically correct is the best kind of correct. So
Okay, so
But yeah.
we're gonna have a quick look at the first detachment rule that we got. We've got 2 detachment rules previewed, and the rest just like quick summaries. So I fucking love this one. It's called the Pledges to the
love
Dark
this.
Prince. Don Houston loves it in chat as well. So basically, what you do is at the start of a battle round, you declare you promise to Slanesh how many units you're going to kill this turn, and then if you manage to reach that and kill that many units, you gain the pact points equal to the amount you promised. So if I promised I killed 2 units and I killed 2 or more, I get 2 points. Now, if you have 1 pact point, every single model in your army rerolls a hit roll of 1. If you have 3 or more points, every single unit in your army roll wound rolls of 1. On 5 up, every single thing in your army in melee gets lethal and sustained. And
So do these stack?
Yes.
So is it like
no. So it says right. Actually, it's a good question because it says the points you gain are cumulative, not the bonuses are cumulative.
It says at the bottom, depending on how many packs you've joined during the battle as shown below, these are all cumulative. So all the bonuses are cumulative. So you will have full everything. So when you're at 7 points, you will have reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1, lethal and sustain in combat, and every time your model unit makes an attack, ranged or melee, you crit on 5s. It is insane.
It's just for the battle round, isn't it? Or
Nope.
For the whole battle.
No, I don't read it. I don't read it that way, Aiden. I read that as saying pact points you have gained during the battle, as shown below. These are cumulative. So if you kill 1 unit, you're getting reroll 1s. The next round you kill 2, you've now got 3 total. So now you're getting reroll wound roll of 1. There's no way you're getting reroll 1s to hit, reroll 1s to win.
I promise you, Dave, you are. I promise you. I 100% promise you.
There's no way the whole army is getting that.
You are, my boy.
If the whole army gets that, and you've only got to declare like 2 units.
You've only got to kill 7 units, and now that characters are attached to units count as 2.
Yep.
Like 2 units killed, you'll get to these numbers astronomically quickly.
Yeah, it's crazy good.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's crazy because the problem is the 7-up pact would do nothing because it just gives you crit 5s, but you don't have lethal sustain without the pact on 5.
So I mean, the thing that
Unless there are other ways to get it.
I don't know if they've put this in the article. Are they giving any separation between mortal followers or power armored guys and demons? So is it like this affects keyword
the
X,
bottom.
which is on?
So it says.
Do they share the same keyword?
No, I don't. We don't know that yet. They said there's gonna be an article later in the week, but as it says right, this just says Emperor's Children unit. So unless they give them the keyword, it seems not. But I mean, having like your units of guys all having reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1, lethal sustained 1, and 5-up crits is pretty. And like Dave said, if you get into especially like for us as Death Guard, God forbid, they get into a 10-man Plague Marine squad and 2 characters and kill it. It's like, cool, there's 3 points. I've just given their entire army reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1. But this is obviously also, this is kind of scary because like this is an army that has scout moves. We know that because GW has told us. And the melee guys have scout and they have infiltrators as well. If you put scouting and infiltrating units to try and stop your opponent doing that, and they're playing this detachment,
You're just giving them stuff.
Yeah, you're just giving them free kills, which is like crazy powerful. So like,
and also you've only also got to, you can play it quite safe as well as the player and be like, well, I think it's, if you know, if you had some nerdlings kicked out or whatever, and you go, okay, well, I'm just going to declare one wager this turn. Even if you think you've got 2-1, then you're guaranteeing getting that one relatively easily.
Yeah, I feel like there should be a minimum on it. It should be like minimum 3. Do you know what I mean? Like cause like 3 in a turn is still quite easy against, especially depending on what turn of game you're on.
I think the problem is if you come across some elite, you won't have an army rule then. You have to be able to say 1 because you're against like Imperial Knights. You have to be able to say 1.
No, but if you could easy kill 3 knights in a turn, couldn't you? Because how often do you get that thing where like there's 1 knight left on 1 wound here, 1 knight left on 4 wounds there, and then you kill a full one? I mean, if it does stack throughout the course of the game, I think it's completely fine. But that would be as a balance patch. Like if it lasts a battle round, yeah, fair play. But to last for the whole game, like before the end of turn 3, even against an elite army, you've generally killed 3 units in a turn. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if it's like.
So you got to bear in mind though, it's not based on how many units you've killed. So if you have a turn and kill 6 units, if you promised you'd kill 2, you only get 2 points. You don't get 6 points.
And
Also, I mean, but if you just declare the minimums, well, I think it should be minimum 3, because you could just always, as Dave said, declare 2 to play it safe. Do you know what I mean?
If you read back up as well, there's actually also, remember, and
yes,
thanks Don, is you do have to have your warlord on the table in order to achieve pledge point to get to be able to pledge.
And if you fail your pledge, yeah.
And if you fail the pledge, they're taking mortal wounds.
Okay, I mean, this seems pretty obvious to me that there's going to be some kind of like tough warlord who stands on your home field objective and doesn't get involved in the fight. He just stands there, makes sure you get all your buffs, and then he comes out turn 4 when everything's turned on. Seems quite
like Fulgrim.
yeah. I mean, is Fulgrim going to be taken though? Like, if that's the army rule, surely it's going to be more something like a durable sort of medium point character. Like,
no, probably. I'm just jokingly saying, like, if you said the thing some super tough unit on the table, well, there's a demon primarch coming.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Because it sounds to me like if you did take that detachment, I'm not saying that. Obviously,
yes.
This is the other thing to remember with the leaks.
Just very quickly, thank you very much to Ideal Rocketeer for becoming a member, mate. Really appreciate the support. Again, check our posts tab on our YouTube channel homepage. Scroll down a bit, you'll find a Discord link. Get yourself in there and get all the benefits. Thank you so much, mate. And don't forget to go to your settings on Discord, connections, link your YouTube to your Discord account. That basically just lets it check all the membership stuff and it'll put you automatically give you all your stuff. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
No, I was going to say the other thing to remember is, and this is a thing that people, this might not be the best thing, and this might be the worst thing. This is one of the 6 detachments.
Mm-hmm.
How often the GW leak the one that isn't the best is quite often.
True.
Like, so I don't know. Like, this sounds strong, but I'm always a bit. He's like, oh, is this the one that, like, is this the one that we'll never see because there's something even more ridiculous in there? I don't know.
That's a good point. So Mandy says, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. We said, what about Lucius? Because he has the Angron style mechanic to keep coming back. That could be quite interesting.
Because also, if you look at what Mandy said a little bit further up as well, is the warlord, as long if it's got feel no pains, that makes it even more of a pain to get rid of.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really cool.
Regardless, it's super cool.
Yeah, and the enhancement and the stratagem we've got for this attachment is that basically the first enhancement is the first time the bearer is destroyed, they take a leadership test. If they pass it, they stand up with D6 wounds. So again, that's another way to stop your ward getting killed. You can potentially get back up off your guys. And then the another one is the Embrace the Pain stratagem, which is a really powerful stratagem. Really, really powerful. So basically, start of the fight phase, pick an Emperor's Children infantry unit from your army that is within engagement range of an enemy unit. That enemy unit has to put all of its attacks into your unit. Yeah. So you can put Fulgrim into some of the fights first, put a single dude into it with him, and they have to attack the single dude instead of Fulgrim, which is crazy powerful. That is an incredibly powerful rule that where people know how to use
the
that.
angel sacrifice, isn't it?
Yes, it is literally that, which is really cool. So
it's very cool.
Really, really. Oh, thank you very much, Dave, for the 10 memberships, mate. Really, really.
We're 133 viewers, so thank you everyone for tuning in.
Oh, thank you very much, and thank you to Mr. Death Guard Dave there. I really appreciate it. So, some really cool rules here. I think these are super thematic. It's very thematic to pledge something to Chaos. We do have some hoops. You have to declare something, you have to reach it, and if you fail it, you get punished. I'm okay with that, though, because the benefits of this detachment, when you do pull off the hoop, are actually worth it. This is especially if they stack. Again, we'll wait for confirmation of that. But if these do stack and they are cumulative, that benefit is crazy powerful for the hoops.
Really good.
I think it's too easy to trigger something that powerful. If I'm honest, I'm going to be on the voice of. I'll be the internet sort of the Reddit guy. The world is the stars are falling. The world's ending. Like I don't think you have to kill enough to get buffed that big. Like when it's army wide. If it was an aura, and the aura like grew or something round your warlord, that'd be fine. But if it's just kill 2 units, that Epidemius thing that used to be. Remember, we used to have like Epidemius Pally.
Go up with number of kills.
Yeah, because sometimes that would just sort of like your opponent just be like, "This is ridiculous," and like, fair play. You had to jump through hoops to do it. But there was times when I would sort of think, this is a bit ridiculous. Like if someone's bought MSU, do you know what I mean? And you just literally just punishing them, or it's like a horde army, for example. Like how many armies like scream with chaff, and it's like, all right, okay, feed me all your chaff, brilliant, your chaff's dead. Now when you put your meat stuff out, my army's so efficient into it, I'm just gonna steamroll you. Like it seems like it's one of those. It'll be hard to play into. Like it's almost encouraging you to put your tougher units out first, but then
and that's why I think it could. I think that's like because you're everything what you said there. Well, was totally fair. I think, but also what you're right is this is encouraging the Ember's children to come forward, right? Really heavily. And also, if you've got your warlord and you are trying to sit at the back to try and keep it safe, well, those people that can uppy downy within 3, or sorry, not the can't anymore, within 6, or that could now actually threaten it quite easily. So if you want to play that game, you've not only got to sit it back but also protect it, which is using up a couple of units in your army, warlord potentially being something quite powerful and quite durable, whilst you're throwing all this other stuff forwards and leaving kind of potentially holes in the place, which is also quite thematic in the Emperor's Children just wanting to get to grips with their enemy and just go charging out and get into fire.
Yeah. Thank you very much to Brian Sherrill. Good to see you again, my friend. Let me have a sip for you, as our tradition, Brian. Just for you, buddy.
You're getting to doing those. Every time you do that now, that's what you're going to get.
He says, "Hey dudes, I can't wait for a cool plague table attachment rule. Oh man, that'd be so cool. You guys are the coolest. I am not. Those two are quite cool. I am rather uncool actually.
That's how you make cool, doesn't it?
We all call it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, though. Mandy again. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Will, you need to sound tired and say something like, another Votan type release, broken as fuck.
Ridiculous. Effing ridiculous, sorry. I lost my train of thought. Another Votan type release.
Can you make a little ridiculous card that you can just hold up for things? There we go.
All right, second attachment. Let's get into it. Without proof. So this is the only one that we've got another full breakdown of. So this is again really fluffy, really cool. I'm not sure. I don't think this one is as good as the previous one, but it's fluffy. So basically, your Emperor's Children character units can ignore all modifiers to movement, charges, advances. That is just generically good to have. I would love that back. But at the start of the battle, your warlord's unit is your army's favourite champions. Basically, while you are the favoured champion, you get to reroll wound rolls for your squad. So that entire squad just rerolls wounds. If
this is an enhancement, yeah.
No, this is the detachment rule. So your warlord just rerolls wounds always. However, if another character unit in your army kills a unit, that unit becomes the new favoured champion. So you're basically competing with all the characters in your own army to one-up each other constantly. Then that unit, so if I had my warlord who stood behind a wall and did nothing for a turn, but legendary hero over there ran off and killed something, he is now the favoured unit. And then my warlord is no longer favoured. But the stratagems, what you've got here, some of them benefit the unit that is trying to impress the god and is not favoured, whereas the other one has bonuses for being favoured. So your characters basically... Go on.
When does that kick in and when does that change? Because that sounds like something that could actually screw you.
So it's weird because the problem is this is the one problem I have with this one. It changes after they kill a unit. So the problem is you kill a unit and then you become favoured and get reroll wounds. But the problem is like you kind of just killed the thing, so you don't need the reroll wounds.
I mean, yeah. So say you do 2 charges, they've both got characters in. The one with the character kills one, the rerolls on the other one.
Yeah.
The wounds, do you know what I mean? Like the switch over.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's definitely thematic. I mean, I can see why it's good, but I can also see why it's.
I guess what you're hoping is you do something in like the I don't know, you manage to make the last kill with that character in the shooting phase, and then when they go into charge, then they've got the benefit.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
something like that.
But you're right, but it's pretty janky, but also very fun.
It'd be very powerful.
Yeah, I
to pull
like
off,
that
though.
one. I think, see, to me, from what I'm hearing so far, I'm imagining Demon Prince Warlord stands on your home field and you don't have any other characters unless you really essentially need one. It sounds like it's sort of encouraging you. Like, it sounds like the less characters the better, because then you can control it a bit more. You want one or two really durable characters, it sounds like. Because it sounds like you're always going to...
True,
you know what I mean?
but
Especially if
here's the
favour
thing. This is where it changes now, Will. Some of the strats reward you for being favoured. Some of them reward you for not being favoured. So, for example, there is a fight on death stratagem. And basically, you fight on death on a 4-up normally. However, if you are the favoured champions unit, you fight on death on a 3-up. So you get a bonus to that one. So it's more reliable, which kind of makes you want to be out there the favoured unit. But then there's a second one, which is shooting or chart fight phase. Again, just after one Emperor's Children character unit becomes... So just after one has become the favoured champions unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in a Emperor's Children character unit from your army that is not favoured makes an attack, they get +1 strength. So if you charge in with your favoured unit, kill something, you pay 1 command point, all the other character units in your army get +1 strength in melee for the rest of the turn. So it's quite a weird balancing act you have to play, but it's quite fun.
Yeah.
And again, it is thematic, which I do quite like, and especially if you bring shooting and melee units, you get quite a bit of a benefit out of that. But it's an interesting. I personally prefer the first one. It's a lot more powerful, but it's thematic and it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that one sounds like it's hard to pull off, because every time you do it, you're pulling it away from probably where you want it to be. But like you say, I'm sure with practice of people who pick up Emperor's Children, they'll get used to it, and there'll be situations and tricks you can do. You know, like Dave said, you know, maybe if you're going to do a charge, you know, maybe there's a unit with 1 wound left next to the unit you're going to charge, and you throw a grenade at the very last thing you do in the shooting phase from the charging unit, and then I suppose depends if it's happy from the character specifically, though, wouldn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's one of these things where
all things that work out.
Yeah, it's one of these things I need to see.
Also,
I think that
I was going to say, look at the site on the screen. Have you got YouTube open, Will?
I haven't.
Aiden, look at the size of the barrel on that noise.
Oh yeah, Blastmaster. Yeah, that's a big. That's what we call the compensator.
Yeah, there's just a model where with like a gun that big on, like just standing there.
It is massive. So then we've just got some quick summaries for the rest of one. So we don't have any actual rules or like stratagems or anything like that. We just have a quick summary from GW, which is the Mercurial Host, which gives them full advanced rerolls for their detachment rule. So they're just always rolling advances, so the army's just going to be consistently pretty fast, which is quite nice. So I imagine that's going to be all about speed. Then they've got the Rapid Evisceration Detachment, which it sounds like it is a full transport-focused detachment. It says, empowering those who disembark with a detachment rule mechanized murder. So again, I imagine it's like Bridgehead, where once something you disembark from a vehicle, it's either going to like +1 to wound or something like rerolls, something like that. You know, but it wants you to take transports. Then there's the Peerless Bladesman Detachment, which it says charging units show off their exquisite swordsmanship. So I imagine it basically sounds like when you charge, you get a bonus. That's what it sounds like, according to that. And the last one is the Carnival of Access, which brings Screeching Demonettes and Keeper of Secrets into the material world to fight alongside Mortal Warriors. So it does look like it is going to be a single detachment that is focused around the demon mixed hybrid army. So we can assume potentially that we will get something like that as well. So I'm that's quite cool. If we get a sort of half demon, half mortal detachment, anything like this, I will be quite happy. That'd be quite cool. So I mean, go on.
So you can't do just demons then, because we've had this backwards and forwards in our chat all day about some people wanting demons to go. Well, not wanting. The people who want demons to stay in our chat are the people who are demons players, and then the people who want them to be rolled in with the power armor like me is because I want Death Guard and demons to hold hands. So I don't know. We've been going backwards and forwards all day on this, and we've all just agreed to disagree. But if it is one detachment and there's loads of restrictions, I wonder if that's actually makes it look like demons might have a bit more. The chances of demons staying around might be better than we first thought. I don't know, because that's the thing I was going to ask. I want to know what the synergy between demons and Noise Marines is, because I think that's the thing that will probably give us the biggest indication in like the following Codexes, World Eaters, us and things like that. Because are we just plug and play units or yeah? But anyway, so I didn't mean to cut in.
No, it's alright. I was just gonna say so very quickly for the chat. Again, we said at the start of the stream. We'll just say it again. We are aware there are leaks out there. We are not allowed to talk about it. That's it. That's all there is. So you guys are free to talk about the chat and stuff. That's fine, but we cannot react to what you are saying. Okay, we don't know anything. We haven't seen anything. We're going off.
I genuinely haven't seen anything since more.
That's fine.
I've been playing, so I haven't seen. I'll have to when I catch up on WhatsApp. No doubt, I'll have all the goth.
Yeah, you won't be able to avoid it. There's stuff everywhere. So it's...
But one thing we can talk about, because it's 100% in public domain, on the Warhammer TV channels, I'm just going to prove it to the stream just to make sure everything is hunky-dory so no one thinks we're doing anything bad. So, like you can see here, this is the Warhammer official YouTube channel. They have a painting video, which has in it, if you pause the video as she opens the lovely codex, which by the way looks absolutely gorgeous, they have shown us the contents page of the codex, which has the units they have available to the book. So we can talk about this because this is public domain, which is more than fair play. So we have... Can I full screen it? There we go, yeah. Even better. So, obviously we might have to squint a little bit on the screen, but we'll go for it. Bent over and gagged. Thanks, Nat. So, we have got a... so, no, we're not saying it's NDA. We have friends over at Vanguard Tactics and our affiliate link with them. It's basically...
Aiden and I both play for them, and those guys are connected to GW, so as just...
yes, it's as a precaution for that
team,
and also it can also be seen as these guys put a lot of effort in, more than you'd ever think, to make a lot of the videos and stuff. And if we would just come along and basically just snipe and steal everything because of a leak, we find it ourselves. But again, if other channels want to do it, nothing against them or something like that, but we're just not going to be doing it here. So just being super honest and clear as we always are with you guys. But we can talk about this, so we can see the units that are going to be taken in Emperor's Children and available to them. So, we can see all the attachments there. So, they only have, I think it's 22 data sheets, though. Which is a little less than I expected, I'm not going to lie. Minimal. 5 of them are also demon units. They have 17 actual Chaos Marine units, which is not much to go on. So, we'll go from the top. So, obviously, we have the character-wise, we've got two epic heroes, sorry. We've got Fulgrim and Lucius the Eternal. We already knew about them. Lord Exultant, which we've seen in LVO previous, the guy with the big speakers on his back. The Exultant, is the normal generic Chaos Lord guy they can take. The Cacophonist is the guy with the big thing on his back. They can then take a Sorcerer, so a normal Sorcerer, not Terminator Sorcerer, anything like that. Demon Prince of Slaanesh with wings. They obviously then have their Flawless Blades. Chaos Spawn. The 2 units of Tormentors and Infractors, they're their basic dudes. Chaos Terminators. Chaos Land Raider. Noise Marines, Helldrake. Mauler Fiend, Chaos Rhino, and then it's Demon units. Slaxi, Keeper Secrets, Demonettes, Fiends, and Seekers. So there are some very interesting omissions from this, and some of them I find mind-boggling and obviously somewhat concerning for our future. Now, one thing to infer is this is about Emperor's Children. This is not Death Guard.
Yes,
so
this is not Death Guard.
Just because we see something missing from here does not mean we're going to get it taken from us. However, I would infer from what we see here, caution to anyone that is going out and buying some units that have been removed from here that were previous access to. I'm not saying they're going to get removed. What I'm saying is, for the sake of 2 months, unless you're going to events and you really want to use units,
don't go spending money.
Don't go spend money. Just all the dedicated Death Guard stuff is totally fine. You're not going to lose Plague Marines, you're not going to lose Death Shroud, Blight Horse, but it's the generic Chaos stuff. So, for example, in this one, the one that I'm most confused about, actually, a lot of people talk about Predators and stuff like, it's where are the Cultists? Chaos and Cultists for me are like hand in hand. To see Cultists completely just not there is a very strange take. It's very and they don't even have like a replacement. Like, obviously, if we were to lose Cultists, for example, it wouldn't surprise that much because Poxwalkers are kind of our sort of cultist equivalent. World Eaters of Jackals, thousands of Zangors. But to see these guys not get anything, but then lose the Cultists is very strange, and I obviously don't want that to happen to us because Cultists are really good for us. So. I don't know, what do you guys think about Cultists being omitted?
Oh, well, you go first.
think it depends on how good or if anything changed with Demonette. Is my take on it. I don't have the doom and gloom that some people have shared with the sort of the emissions and stuff like that. I think we'll lose some stuff as Death Guard because I've definitely legended a few things. But if I think we lose anything, it might be like older kits and stuff. In fact, actually, I was going to say something that I'm going to backtrack on instantly in my head. I was going to say the Defiler is one to me where it sort of might be. I've seen a lot of people speculating.
The Defiler's
that
not
it
on
might-
here, Will. It's not on this list either.
but it is in the CSM book. So the facts in the CSM book shows it's staying around. Because I've seen a few people speculating it might just legend the model because the kit's so old. Because it's one of the ones I keep thinking they're going to sort of redo. But I think it existing in CSM makes it safe for us. I don't know. Like I'm not. Like I was saying before. So I see this as a whole new book. I don't see them. The Emperor's Children lost this. The Emperor's Children gained that. The Emperor's Children just are a new army. So I don't read an awful lot into it. Like the Chaos Predator kit exists in CSM. It's very ingrained into Death Guard. I don't see them taking it away, to be honest. I just don't see them removing those particular units. There are definitely units I see them removing, but they're more on the demon side. I'm trying to think. We don't have any resin only characters, do we? We don't have any.
We are fully out of resin now.
Yeah. The thing that strikes me that you've missed on the not yourself has missed, but you haven't come, are the demon emissions. Where's the mask?
Yeah.
Like, are they? Because at first I was they've missed Shalaxi. They've missed the mask, so there won't be any characters.
Yeah.
But the Shalaxi's in there, so obviously there is characters. The Chariot's gone. With the exception of the mask, who I think is fine in both. The characters have admitted to me a very Age of Sigmar looking. Like the Chariot looks out of place in 40k, in the same way the Soul Grinder's legend did in Age of Sigmar.
Silesk makes no sense in 40k.
That's what I mean.
Dude, he makes no sense.
It just looks weird, doesn't it? Whereas in fantasy, it makes a lot of sense. In the same way that like Sloppy Bilepiper, if he's not in our book, I would not be surprised because he looks out of place in 40k. Whereas fantasy, he's fine, if that makes sense. So I don't know what to read into it, but in the same way that like we don't have Helldrakes, Emperor's Children have Helldrakes, World Eaters have Helldrakes, so the Thousand Sons. I'm not reading too much into it myself, if I'm to be honest.
I will say the one weird one is the Mauler Fiend, but not the Forge Fiend. That is a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
But again, I think they deliberately leave units out that are in the other books because they try just to. That's how they see they're putting variation in. We don't all get access to a Vindicator like everyone else has a Vindicator, don't the World Eaters get it, I think, and Emperor's Children and Thousand Sons, but we don't get it. So I think because some of those units are in the other three, they haven't give it to them, and then they don't want to give the Forge Fiend again, even though it's missed with us. That's my feeling, and I think they see that Land Raiders and Rhinos, because they're transports, they're the exception to the rule. Yeah, that's my just prediction or suspicion. I think they don't think about other than what books are these in. We don't want it to be in more than 2 books. It's there. I can't go there, and that one could, that one can't. It's my suspicions.
I think the actual biggest thing that no one's talked about that's missing right now, and that's like, comment, and subscribe.
Well done, Dave. I found the Hellbrute a weird omission because like that's like our Dreadnought. Now I'm not surprised if that kit was to go bye at some point because it's out of date. It it doesn't look the worst, but it's just the scale is completely.
Yeah, the scale's wrong. Yeah, I completely agree.
He's so dumpy.
Yeah, he's tiny.
It's like if I was a Dreadnought.
When you read like Lords of Silence when they go and wake up Naum, and it's like Dragon's talking about how basically the entire back wall detaches from this chamber, and when he comes smashing through the walls in the kind of Fortress Monastery, it's like, it doesn't make sense to the size of the model.
Yeah, and so there are quite a few things missing. Like Raptors are missing, Warp Talons are missing, and the Bikers, and these were kind of a shock thing when like World Eaters didn't get theirs because these kind of seem like things that would fit in. I do think one thing.
Bikers, if there anything, feel like they should go with Emperor's Children outside the CSM. Like World Eaters, I can see why they would, but not. But they're the ones, and I thought Raptors maybe felt quite Emperor's Children as well, because I don't know, I'm just flying.
I
I think
think
I don't know. I think there's a. I think the other thing I think we maybe got to take into consideration is the way that the army is being built, right? Like in the previous detachments from the rules we looked at. Like if everything's got advance and charge, you don't need to worry about Raptors being fast on to get you into places and stuff like that because the army can do it. If you've got the ability to kill something in combat and then charge off into something else, like potentially or whatever else, whatever combination of things there might be within the book, and within the stratagems, etc. It feels like it's getting a lot of movement. So therefore, do you need bikes? Do you need Raptors to kind of do that stuff for you?
Yeah, I mean, the skeptic in me as well wants to say minimizing the amount of existing units also makes more people spend money. So that's the other way to look at it as well, perhaps. But I don't know. Like it's
what we got. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
it's 22 total.
There's 22. There's 22 units still there, and some of which you're going to have multiple copies of. You're going to have multiple rhinos, multiple marines. A couple of demon princes. There's actually still. I think it looks super light, and potentially it is compared to what else is out there. But I think to your point earlier, Will, as well, Emperor's Children hasn't had an identity before, and in fact, all it had was an index, right, into a bit. So it hasn't got this huge back catalogue of bits that are getting ported over.
I mean, we're talking about it being like not many units, but it's probably only similar to our units because if you had the demons in, they're probably similar to us. It's just because I guess we're not counting the demons, we're just looking at power armor.
To be fair, we just have a lot of characters as well. We have a shit ton of
we got a ton of characters,
Yes.
and we can take them all every time as well.
Yeah, and I think the thing as well we've got to remember is I think they're trying, so very quickly as well, just before I get into my point I'm going to make here. Thank you very much to Daniel Coatsy for the 5 gifted memberships, mate. That is incredible. Thank you so much for the support, man. I really, really do appreciate it. Make sure if you get one there.
Will, how did you get them back? Did they come running back along the
Probably
floor?
long arms, I'm like Mr. Tickle.
So what I was going to say is, I think one thing they're trying to do is, and one thing we've got to remember as well, that if it kind of depends what happens with World Eaters, because World Eaters, if they get there, there's been rumored for a while, it's going to be the second wave releases, because this is Emperor's Children first draft. Like Votan, like what we're expecting with World Eaters, we are expecting a follow-up wave in the next edition, or like World Eaters this edition, or this edition, which will flesh out the range. So it could be a case that they're just cutting the fat now so they can replace it in the future, because I think what they're trying to do is they're really trying to separate God Legions from CSM. CSM being like your core identity with your basic units, because I think it's good and bad. Because here's the thing as well. The problem that Marines are having at the moment, generic Marines, is they are supplement books. They share the core Space Marine book, and then they have their supplement book on top of it. The problem being
they're like rice cakes.
Yeah. The problem being though, they are plain. The problem being though is that sometimes someone comes along and puts caramel over the rice cake, and that rice cake is oh so good now, oh so good. The problem is it's too good, and now no one else wants
anything else. They don't want other rice cakes.
No one wants any rice cake. So what they do is they come in and they shit on the rice cakes, and there's poo on your rice cake. But this rice cake was actually, the caramel rice cake was being eaten by a different faction, just not as much, but like, this isn't amazing for us, but this is a nice rice cake with it. But because that guy over there wouldn't stop eating the caramel rice cakes, now he's got them covered in shit. Now it's crap for us too. What we're saying basically is some units are just way better in certain detachments and get a unit nerfed, which another detachment or another army, so like, Blood Angels were using X unit, and then it got nerfed because it was too good for them. But now the Space Wolf player, who was also using that unit, now has the same problem.
What you're saying is, I go up to the shelf in my grocery store, and I see my usual flavour of rice cake, which I've been loving for ages. And last week it tasted good, but this week it's now made with extra poo.
It's just the worst, isn't it? You just hate when it happens.
He's insane.
So what we're saying is basically, we won't have that issue here, because if we are all split out and we get our own units, we kind of like, we don't have to worry about this problem happening, because they could, for example, turn us all into just supplements for the core CSM book, and I actually would not like that. I would prefer to have less units. I know sometimes we say like more variety is better, and it's a
One
yes.
a controversial take is that they should turn the CSM book into Black Legion. Just be done with it.
No, I like the bin night
Black
lords and
Legion,
stuff.
Emperor's Children, Thousand Suns, World Eaters.
I mean, it basically is though, because there's no named characters for any of the Legion.
Just rip the band-aid off. Just
Yeah, I mean, my hot take more is I think that it's actually the loyalists are the problem. Like, I don't understand.
they've always been the problem.
But what I mean, I don't understand why they're allowed to take a Codex one and then take Blood Angels and then add them together. Like, I don't know. It's always just seemed a bit like, well, like just stacking so many rules on top of each other, and like how they get all those units, and then the units all of a sudden you get the Blood Angels only when you add it to this unit that everyone could take. It's like they should have their own books like we do. Like Blood Angels should have their own book, and they should just cut out the units that they're not allowed to take.
That's how it used to be. Like the Blood Angels couldn't take stuff like Centurions and things like that. Necros in chat has just said, "How would you feel if unit costs were modified by detachments? For example, Raven Guard detachments, Centurions are more expensive." Like that would be great. The problem is GW's never going to do that. The GW not only will not do that, but they've already stepped away from granularity. Like, this is another problem this edition has, where one weapon loadout on a unit is far superior to a second, and it's pointed at the far superior weapons loadout, therefore you never see the other one. Which is
the bit I really don't like is with the whole like you can go, oh, I'm going to play Blood Angels, but I'm not taking any Blood Angels.
Yeah. I hate Bloodless Angels so much.
I mean, this is why
you just shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, but this is so bringing it back to sort of us. Like that's why I think Chaos Space Marines is fine, because they are generic. They are the same fighting force. They really just wear different power armor and have slightly different tactics. But I think with us, so for example, if we were to lose some units, and this is kind of like me sort of speaking quite selfishly, if we lose units,
right,
but we gain demon units and we gain enough demon units, and the units we lose are sort of negligible, I don't really mind. I mean, I'm saying this because I also have a CSM army unbuilt on Spear in that flipping cupboard next to me, so it'll just be more fodder for my never been used once CSM army. So I don't know, like it's a funny one, isn't it, really? Like, I don't see them cutting any units. I think they're too far in the edition. I think the only things a legend in that I've seen, like looking at the trend, is just models that aren't on plastic sprue. Like even the direct order only models, even they've existed as long as they've got a plastic kit, I've noticed. And Forge World stuff, but we've already all had all our Forge World stuff legended, so that's fine. Yeah. So I think we're safe, to be honest. I think Emperor's Children are their own thing, and I think, I was going to say before, like World Eaters are maybe going to get a second wave, but it's not this edition. Like we would have seen stuff by now. I think like GW aren't that good at hiding things. And if they are going to come straight after Emperor's Children, I mean, they haven't even had a character leak like we have. Like, I'm sure they'll get something. But, I don't I don't know. I think it's going to stay quite samey for the rest of us. I think it'll be quite samey, and they'll just add more rules to what we've got and then tweak some data sheets, is my prediction. For example, the Play Per Scholars data sheet just needs to look at. Either needs points or a data sheet change. Yeah. Because the two just don't add up at the moment.
So here's a question for you both, based off of what Will just steered us into, and Will, you can answer first, given as you just kind of had a bit of a chat about it. What do you think we might lose, based off of that? And I'm caveating again, we don't know anything. But
I think Predators are safe. I think Predators have become too. I don't know. Part of me wants to say Defiler. I know Donald. Donald throws laugh on.
Oh, yeah, we had a super chat before. Sorry, I forgot about that. I think it was from. Here we go. It was from Strong Boy Christopher Latta. If they remove crabs, we're having a freaking revolution. Crab Cabal unite. 5 Canadian super chat. I just want to throw it at me. Thank you so much, mate.
Oh crap! Actually, do you know what?
What?
Is the Soul Grinder in the Emperor's Children book? Have you got it? Because I was going to say if we lost the Defiler but gained the Soul Grinder, I'd be happy with that. God, I wonder if I just realised, mate, Soul Grinder's going to be Legends.
I think Soul Grinders are heading to Legends because they also can't be taken AOS. I think that kit is
And that's
going
mostly
away.
UK
I thought they'd be
fault, just saying
legended
it's got to
in
be on a
AOS.
17-foot base.
Yeah, I thought they were AOS because they were just fought like a 40k unit. But God, yeah, I hadn't even picked up on that.
And before you answer, Will, sorry, my question, also to Alti 2012, welcome to being a Prague Marine. So thank you very much for
Thank you
joining.
very much, man. Appreciate it.
Ooh.
So
I think
Go on.
I think generic. The sorcerer. I think Terminator sorcerers. I think there you go. If I have to pick a unit, he doesn't have a model. I know he's good, but he doesn't have a model that's Death Guard. It's the most generic one. That and maybe he's the Chaos Lord in turn. Like the generic lords. There you go. Them. I think they.
What if I told you
right
Emperor's
up.
Children are keeping their sorcerer though, and they just have a generic model?
Problem is we've got the blade casters. It's weird that we've got the sorcerer, but then I suppose the Terminator sorcerer in it. I don't know. I'm quite convinced everything's staying that we've got. I'm not looking at anything in the book and sort of worrying. So yeah, that's my time. I'm trying to think. There's nothing else. It's like I'd like us to get Vindicators. That's what I'd like us to
that'd
get.
be the
but,
dream.
That's definitely not happening though, is it? I don't think. If
That would be
looking at the Emperor's Children.
yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, I mean, the other thing I would like,
I would love that. I would love
that would be.
Despardian,
be
thank
quite
you
fun.
very much for the $5 super chat. Had an event with my Plague Surgery was good, but 6 Death Shroud plus Lord of Contagion getting one shot by 34 Azaman death wounds. Oh my god, you poor thing.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
rancid. That's not fun.
So I tell you what, I'll let you answer this question because I was going to ask you guys on this because one of the changes I made for Manchester, I've cut the 6-man Death Shroud and Typhus, believe it or not, to 3 Death Shroud and a Lord of Contagion to get in some Nurglings and a Beast of Nurgle. I don't know, but I wasn't sure what you guys' thoughts were on the 6-man Death Shroud. I'm getting more and more underwhelmed by them, if I'm to be honest. I just find they don't make their points back. But then I also thought maybe we should just stop attaching Typhus and run him separate, and then that might be fine.
I think it's quite a hostile meta for them at the moment. But
What right now it is, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I could build any list starting with 6 Death Shroud and a Lord of Contagion, personally. But that's my playstyle. Like I've played them forever, so like I don't know. But I would agree though that it is increasingly hostile from a Dev Wins perspective to just lose a load of models very easily.
yeah.
So I think a three's a sensible move though, because I mean I had it at club on Friday where my opponent just was a little bit out of place, and I got 3 Death Shroud in the very back corner of his deployment zone, and then that made him have to turn stuff around to come back, and couldn't have done that with 6.
I've got them with a Lord of Contagion because I think that with the Lord of Contagion it seems quite efficient. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack that. It was just it came up. So
just quickly for Dovidas, does Infantry even have any long range anti tank dedicated unit? They have a Land Raider. That's about it. Which is so this is actually a good point because I wanted to make is I am scared if we lose the Predator. However, I think they might be smarter than to lose the Predator, because here's the thing: Emperor's Children and World Eaters, for example, can make do without Predators. Reason being, they can close the distance rapidly. They are less reliant on fire support. Anyone with a brain knows Death Guard are not moving fast, so we are more reliant on our fire support units to support our guys making advance. So I'm hoping, I'm scared obviously because I don't want to lose Predators and I have 4 of the damn things. That'd suck. But that is one thing I'm scared of. But I hopefully don't think they will. Now, I think we're going to lose cultists. Honestly, I think we lose generic cultists. The kit doesn't fit with our range. It's these guys have lost it. We have Poxwalkers. They'll probably just see Poxwalkers as our new cultists, to be honest. So I can see that happening. Emperors still have a lot of things with Scout, and they're.
No, I meant if we give our Poxwalkers.
Oh, sorry, no. Sorry, I was reminding someone in chat as well.
Poxwalkers stay move 4 inches. Like God, they're just not comparable at all.
I would rather have cultists, but I can see them potentially going away.
Yeah.
But part of that, really, the only thing I can see generic Chaos Lord going away, even though it makes Zito cry. I think Lord of Pox is going to take over his role. Chaos Terminator's Lord, I could see going. I think we might keep the Chaos Terminator Sorcerer, but not the Lord. We could also lose Hellbrutes because They just, I can see that kit going with Dodo
I
pretty
think that
soon.
can just go. I agree.
I think if the Hellbrute
I
is
think the
in
Hellbrute
World,
is them.
if it's in World Eaters, I think we might keep it. If it's not in World Eaters, I think we'll lose it.
When we marry World Eaters and this together,
Yes,
and get a
that will
view,
give us
like,
a lot of
that's
information.
going to give us the map of what's
I
probably
think
happening.
anything they make on plastic kits, they're very unlikely to legend because it costs them hardly any money to make it, and I think at that point it's, do you know what I mean? It's just easy for them to sell. So I'm not so worried about those things, if I'm honest. On just to strengthen and make you maybe a bit less worried about the Predator in, I've just thought I don't think they'll legend a model that they've patched in any of the balanced data slates, and obviously the Annihilator's been patched. So
I don't think they're
that's
going
a
to
sort of-
legend it. I think they might just give it to CSM though and leave it there. So it's like, this is a CSM unit, this is there. I think they might go, this is CSM's main battle tank, yours is the Plague Burst Crawler. Like, that's it.
God,
And
we
then a
really
rework
need to
data sheet.
improve the Plague Burst core.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
I think the Predator's staying, to be honest. I don't see it going anywhere personally. I just don't think we've got enough shooting options in the book. Like it's where we lack. Because this is the thing that I haven't seen have we seen any data sheets yet? Have we seen unofficial leaks for the what they call, like the infantry
Marines.
guys?
No.
Because some of those guns might effectively be long range heavy weapon shooting.
Yeah,
Like,
we don't know that yet.
We don't know.
There's nothing's been shown. Probably.
Yeah, 'cause
That's why
it
the
would
only
make
thing I can
sense.
see on there is the Land Raider, because we know the stats of a Land Raider because it's 4 last cannons. That, no.
They might be relying on the army just being super fast, getting into your opponent's face, tying things up, and having some melee in there or something that's heavy damage to do it a little bit like kind of us on that front with the Death Shroud, but just being, I don't know, more en masse of it getting through perhaps. It's I think I do think I'm not saying this to wind Don up, but I do think the Defiler's at risk.
Yeah, I think the
For
File's
Death
risk as
Guard.
well.
I think they're going to say I'm with you, Will, in that I think Predators should still be there. I think we'll end up going. You've got Predators, Plague Burst Crawlers, and maybe a Land Raider.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if to be fair, to keep Don saying, I think when Defilers go, I think they just go game wide if they go. I don't think they'll remove them.
Just
I think
from
if
us.
you've got them at the moment, same with Predators. I think if it's in your index or your book, I think it's fine. But I think the Defiler, every edition, I always think Defilers are going to get a new model every time the Chaos Base mean, like, because that's when I assume that they'll redo it. I always think, well, now the Defiler's going to get its new model. But the more it's not getting a new model, the more I'm starting to think maybe it's just going to go the way of the dodo at some point. Because the original model is horrible looking, I have to say. Like there's so many cool conversions out there and things like that. But the original model with its like head on top of a tank box.
How dare I love it. I think it's so goofy. I love it. Damn, I love that giant crab.
It's cool as long as you cut the head off the box. It's like, why has it got like a head on the box? Is it meant to be like an old school robot where it's like its head like a box body and the guns are its arms?
to keep the like the head on. If you look at the Hellbrute, the head is inside the chest open, isn't it? It's like a rather than they talk about it in the lore as it being not hiding away the person who the Marine that was in there, like the loyalists do, put them in a coffin and strap that to a robot.
Yeah, it's all on show.
But I mean, I think I am so. This, from what we've seen so far, has me two minds. One, I'm a little worried that we get culled some units, but the second one is the actual rules front. I'm very hopeful. Like, the rules are fluffy, they have a bit of power to them. Obviously, we don't see the full picture yet, but in terms of like how they've managed to reflect the Emperor's children being like this vain, jealous, arrogant legion has conveyed very well. They're making promises to a god that if they fail it, they get punished. They're trying to fuck each other over as characters. They're getting aggressive to each other. They refuse to fight anything they've considered boring. I think they've managed to.
That's switching as different people are achieving things on their own.
So if we have the same passion and ideas put into our book, I am super excited what the possibilities are for a plague-ridden, contagion, debilitation, tough, slow army could be. Because they've shown that I'm hoping you don't just have to be fast to get all the fun tricks. I'm hoping we get some really fun stuff.
I agree, and I think maybe that also ties back to why there's 22 units in the list, so that they could make those rules work, and those rules could be thematic, fluffy, but also effective.
Yeah.
Like as you know, right, the more numbers and variations you put into a system, the more out of control and haywire it gets. So perhaps that is part of the reason why it's been built this way.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be cool.
I mean, it seems quite cool on a whole.
I think it's quite cool. Yeah, I think it's really cool. And if it's a sign of things to come, I think it's very positive.
I mean, when the Codex comes out, I guess we could do maybe, because there isn't actually a dedicated Emperor's Children channel as of yet. I don't think I'm going to pick up Emperor's Children, if I'm honest. I might keep a lookout for some cheap bits, but I don't think I'm
Sam
going to.
Boardman is going to pick them up, and he said to me he's going to pick one, and he's going to main them. And if he does, he said he's played around with the idea of making like a channel or something, but he doesn't know if he's going to be able to make enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to. Sam said if he's enjoying it and he's finding it fun, he might ask us if he can have almost like a side called like Sam's Sultry Slanesh section.
Like we're going to do with the Chaos Knights thing. We are going to do the Chaos Knights thing. I'll have a go at that.
So it won't be main focus content, but it might be like almost like Pox Talks to Playgrounds. It's like its own little side series, and like Will can do like Chaos Knights stuff like that. But obviously, don't worry, guys. This channel's main focus is always going to be Death Guard.
Always going to be Death Guard.
It's always Death Guard.
I mean, we can test it. I mean, I'm tempted to sort of just, I don't know, if Sam does it, I would be interested in maybe doing a bit of hosting with him, as I'm sure we can all maybe rotate around. I am curious in the other Power Armoured facts. Like I say, I've got. Well, on paper, I've got TSM. It's in boxes in there.
I was going to say, that's where the Emperor's Children boxes can go as well.
Do you know what? This is the thing that I know. I've also now, this is just a complete tangent. Part of me was thinking when Maggot King drops in AOS, like, should we do some Maggot King content? Because I now, no word of a lie, I have the Maggot King book in max units of like 3s and 4s, all in boxes on there. I could pull it out and like make a wall in front of me of like 3 of the flipping like the guy on like what's the Glockkin? Like I've got like 2 Christmas boxes. Like I don't know. I've played Age of Sigmar 3 times. Didn't really rate it, but I've just continued to buy models. I don't know. Yeah. So if people wouldn't have any Maggot King stuff, or if anyone knows of a channel that's maybe dedicated Maggot King focus, let me know, because maybe I need to play some Age of Sigmar and actually use these models that I've spent money on. God, I'm getting embarrassed now because part of me wants to actually get it out of your pile, but it is the Chaos Space Marine stuff's a bit embarrassing. But a lot of it's stuff I bought to use as Death Guard. It happens to overlap, but this is like literally is a genuine pile of shit. It's like hundreds of pounds worth of stuff.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
I think also just on that path as well. I think it makes come up with some of the Pantheon stuff that's been being hosted as well. That as we're about to get all these the books out, that we just kind of sub-thread nights and kind of easy into the channel as well. Like on a sub-thread, it'll be good.
Yeah.
It's good signs. There's going to be lots going on and lots of things to learn from. But yeah, I'm just going back to the topic of this. I think it's. The thing is, the book will be written now as well, right? So, that's not because we know it for a fact, but it has to be because they're working on. It's going to have been written a while ago, so yeah, cannot wait to see what they do with it. And I'm quite looking forward, to be honest, to having an actual physical book just to have a look at again. I think whilst it's been good to have it, and I still want everything digital, and I will want it digital, and of course having it all on your phone for an event is perfect, but the index cards were fine, but I actually kind of want to look at the kind of book and read some of the bits of lore in it again.
Yeah,
I've got a question for you both. So I'll ask this to you, and then you can. I know we're getting close to a sign off. So obviously they've done the all singing, all dancing book where you get the tokens and things, and they're going to do that for each of the gods.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to do it for Death Guard, or are you not bothered?
I'm just buying Death Guard.
No, but so when they do the all singing, all dancing, Death Guard, I will get
I will get the collector's one. Yeah.
Because I think I don't know how much it's going to be, but I'm guessing it'll be £100 or something. So I'm not in on that one. I don't think, but it does look cool. I mean, the sort of the metal objective market done with the Slanesh one look lovely. What about you, Aiden? Are you going to jump in on that, or are you?
Okay, so let me. Nah, are you listening to the stream at the moment? Yeah. Can you just mute it for a second? Yes, I'm going to get it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, he was just talking about his dinner order.
Yeah, I was talking about Uber. Don't worry.
There you go.
So I probably will, but it's just because like I feel like almost like I got this. But I was gonna get Emperor's Children, but I think I'm gonna leave it to. I'm just gonna expand my Death Guard a bit more. Like I don't even play my Votan enough, so there's no point in getting third army. So for me, I think that'll be my treat to myself. 'Cause I don't need to buy anything else. You didn't hear anything. I don't need to like buy anything else. Like I'm going to use my voucher to get a Land Raider, as we said last stream, Dave. That'd be pretty cool. I don't have a Land Raider, and that's nice. They still have Land Raider. That is 100% a unit I don't think we're going to lose. Like, Land Raider is way too iconic to lose. So I'll be going to get one of those. But yeah, I think I will probably pick up the book because I can't exactly be, I can't sit here and be like the Death Guard channel now without that book. So I will probably pick it up. I did get the last one.
I would maybe hold off on the Land Raider to buy a new Aiden. Look on eBay was what I would probably say.
Oh, okay, fair shout.
Because what I think...
Sorry, just before we go on to that, because while talking about Land Raiders, I've still been messing around with what we were talking about on WhatsApp with the 2 Land Raider list.
Ooh, I mean, I tried a Land Raider. I tried deploying a Land Raider and moving it because I wanted to sort of... And it's surprisingly easier than I thought it was going to be. I like the thought of it with... I like the look of it with 5 Plague Marines inside and 3 Death Shrouds. You can either like jump out and just deny primary, or you can go out and hit something unexpected. Yeah, I like them too.
Hear me out. This is the most ridiculous attachment rule, but I want to see it just so we can run more Land Raiders. Okay.
Go on.
So it is a vehicle-focused attachment, and it is once per turn. You can. It's like extra, like the idea being like all your vehicles have grown like extra flesh and extra like growths on them. Once per turn, you can blank a single damage for every single one of your vehicles.
What, like Crusher Stampede, you mean?
Yeah, like Terran FXs can. So you get hit by a melt and like 8 damage, like no, it's 0.
It just like burns off on a fleshy mass of the vehicle.
I would rather. I mean, I think this is realistic, but probably won't happen. Like what Thousand Sons get, I like them to say if you take that detachment, so all demons, so they all get the 5+ invuln demon save. Like imagine Predators with the 5+ invuln. That would be
good. That would be good.
Thousand Sons have everything they have has invuns. I think their Predators has a 5 invuns, doesn't it? Because that's their thing. Like they're all like their cultists have an invuln, for example. Like it always catches me out that. Like I always forget that everything in their army, like even their general guys have 5 invuns, don't they?
I just want to point out, thank you, Hugh Janus, for letting me read your super chat. Yes, that is definitely what I was reading.
But I was going to say there, Aiden, just because if you've got vouchers, I have a suspicion. I can't imagine that Blight Lords are going to stay in the position they are. I know people are taking them Flyborn and every now and again. It wouldn't surprise me if Blight Lords end up in a point where you might want 20 in.
I've already got 20.
Some particular build.
Well,
I've already got 20.
I thought you were about to do the slickest move into Element Games wrap up.
No, there you go. No.
He's got 7 more minutes to go here. He's got 7 more minutes.
No, I was genuinely just saying. I feel like Rhinos and Landry. I say as much as I shouldn't say that for the Element Games affiliation, but. Buy them on eBay. They're boxes. They're flat boxes with like minimal lines. You don't even need to strip them. Just undercoat them again, and they're generally still fine. And you can get them for nothing. I mean, I was telling you, wasn't my stories of the war boot. I got two Land Raiders built for 30 quid, like total, like 15 each. Mad. So eBay. If you keep refreshing eBay for Rhinos and Land Raiders, you often see Rhinos for like between 10 and 15 quid with free postage. They're often in naff condition, but if you keep at it, you'll find one. I normally think. Same with Land Raiders, because there's so many of them out there. Do you know what I mean? And that's my opinion on them anyway.
I found this one on eBay.
Hey.
Nice. How much was that?
Cool.
Don't remember if I'm honest, but it's got some nurglings on the top. I mean, it wasn't like 30 quid, but it wasn't also like super crazy expensive.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You can generally get them like reasonable for next to nothing.
So just to sort of wrap up here, because Chuck Norris asked a good question. We've spoken a lot about losses. What gains or changes do you think all you'd want would be in the new codex? So the only thing for me is I don't want to gain. I mean, I'll take a Vindicator. You want to give me a Vindicator? I'll take a Vindicator. But the only thing I really want to see, because I'm fairly confident now in like the rules of Big Fluffy and stuff. just want to see a change to our army rule to make it more naturally impactful without the need to like play company, because I think play company is going to go anyway. But something just so it's not just an aura of -1 toughness. Whether my personal thing would to make our army rule almost Gladius like, where you can have the super contagions, but only you pick one and it only lasts for a turn, and then you can use the other two, because that way you would actually use -1 C, -1 leadership, but it only lasts for the turn. So like, you know, turn 3 is my go turn. Cool, I'm going to pick -1 save on top of -1 toughness, and then after that I can't use it again. I've got to use your -1 skill or -1 C leadership, and you'll have 2 turns without a super contagion. So you have, I think that would add a lot to the army rule, a lot of player agency, and make it like a lot more interactive and fun and impactful in every detachment. But that is the one thing I'd like to see, just some improvement to our core army rule. What about you two?
I want inexorable advance back as default for all Death Guard units.
Yeah.
I want that, and a crazy one. I would like to see something like a potentially even some form of plague dice at the beginning of the game, like 7 or 14 dice that can be used only though for saves or charges.
Yeah, that's quite good. So I'd like. I think I mentioned it before. I also understand. I don't think Play Company's going to go. I think it'll.
I think we've got. I agree with one. I think we'll keep it.
I think the only reason it'll go is if they improve the weapon AP on our data sheets. Because as soon as you lose that AP,
I think that's what's happen. I think
so
that
if
data
they do
sheet's
that,
improve.
yeah, if they do that, they might take it away. They might just change the AP then. So, I think because I think the -OC and the -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill are fine.
Maybe
if they improve the AP though naturally, and then that might be too much. Yeah, so they might change that bit. It might be like I don't know.
I genuinely think without the bad data sheets that our army has, that Play Company is busted as fuck. It is so broken. It carries our entire army. So if we kept that, I would be shocked. We'll keep Play Company. We renamed it, and I think a lot of it will be reworded and retooled. But I don't think we're not keeping it as it currently is. There is no chance in hell. If it does, then the problem is I'm not going to play anything else, because it's just way too good.
I think we need to see. I mean, we need to see what the data sheets. If the data sheets stay the same, sadly, you're probably going to be stuck.
You're going to just playing Play Company.
Like even Death Shroud, as soon as you I don't know, like as soon as you play it in a different detachment, or just do it as like -2 AP, it's just a bit sad.
Yeah. And then you hit Armor of Contempt or something, and it's like
yeah. So my wild rule, just to finish that one. So I think I've mentioned this before about Age of Sigmar. They have a really cool rule where it forces your opponent to re-roll 6s. I would love it if you in Contagion had a rule where you force your opponent to re-roll 6s, and there was a strat where when in Contagion, the opponent in Contagion couldn't use re-rolls at all. And that'd be a really cool debuff. And then the Sigma one, which is a problem.
The anti-re-roll.
Yeah, because it's mad, like, because it was, as soon as you have to re-roll 6s, everything procs on 6s, it's actually really powerful, especially if it's like, because it's just 6s in all rolls, it hits and wounds. So even if you're only wounded on 6s, do you know what I mean? It's
the only problem
surprisingly strong.
Oh, you know, it's really cool, and I would love it as well. But the only problem with it is, if you get someone who like rolls and then they get re-rolls, and then you make them re-roll a re-roll of a roll, then like it slows the whole game down.
It's true.
Yeah.
But it's a really good thing, because and leading on to that, the other thing I want Contagion range to deny deep strike, to disable reactive move, and to basically so that you can't and also maybe even stuff like you can't re-roll a charge within it.
Yeah,
make it properly debilitating.
Yeah, like if we can't get movement tricks, at least let us deny the opponents.
Let's stop other people doing it in Contagion.
Though I can't believe we don't have a deep strike denial 12. You think that would be that army thing, like the area is so infested it's impossible to land kind of thing. It's just
you can't use coordinates to kind of teleport in or.
Same with Lorna, because it's like it's so many flies you can't see where the guy is or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's alright. I will just say very quickly, because someone mentioned it in chat. What if each detachment gave a different debuff? Okay, if every detachment is just a different contagion, I will be so fucking depressed. I want fun rules. I don't just want different passives. I want to make promises to gods to fuck it up, to punish for it. I want to have transport zooming down, dropping guys out, blasting them away with plague spewers. If our entire army rule just becomes a tool to give us detachments, that would be boring, because essentially all you're going to do is play the same list with a different contagion. That you're playing Play Company, but every detachment just has a different selection. I want unique, fun mechanics for every detachment, and I want the army rule itself to be interesting, and that is where Contagion should be. And I want the detachments to interact with Contagion, but I don't want every detachment's passive to just be, hey, this is your Contagion plus this at the end. I want stuff like, you know, I want to be able to like move, charge out of rhinos, or and that's obviously ridiculous, but you know what I'm saying, like make pacts, all this kind of weird stuff. So
the thing is, the army rule could become, when in Contagion range, the opponent doesn't get to do this, 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 and this, like, and then the detachments are built around the flavors of that enhance it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would. So before we do the thing, let's make some predictions. Things we almost certainly will see. I reckon there's a strat somewhere for vehicles can move through walls. That's become pretty standard, isn't it?
We should make a bingo card, Will.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because do you know what? Before we get the codex, maybe we should do that as a filler episode.
Should we write our mock codex?
Yeah, do you know what? Rather than do that now, let's do like a whole episode where we'll do the codex bingo card, and we can get chatting both. We'll make this bingo card, and then we'll all see. We'll all see whose bingo card was the best. So yeah, that could be a good filler episode. Cause I'm guessing a couple of weeks for the codex, there'll be little or nothing to talk other than the codex isn't out yet.
Idea, we know it's coming. We'll do a bingo session.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, Death Guard bingo.
that would be funny. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy. And speaking about units that we could potentially be losing, if you wanted to be irresponsible with your money and not pay heed to any warning we've given to, and you just want to flash that credit card, and you wanted to go buy yourself that Fortrine Mauler Fiend for your Predator or whatever, where could we go to get some of those?
Well, eBay. No.
Damn it, Will.
It starts with an E.
No. We're filling with Element Games, so obviously, jokes aside, it's nice to buy new models. It's nice to have kits and build them yourself, so you don't have to do the repairs and things. And a lot of people like the building and painting. So yeah, Element Games affiliate with. We have an affiliate link in the description of the videos, and also on our channel. Anything you buy through there doesn't cost you any more. It gives a little kickback to us, and it just every little helps. But let's talk about, Manchester GT is coming up this weekend. I've made a little change to my list. I'm a little bit nervous about it. Maybe I want to get some coaching to get me, up to scratch and help me sort of feel, especially if it doesn't go too well at the weekend. Where might I get that done? Who could help me with such a thing?
You can head over to our friends at Vanguard Tactics, who Aiden and I both play for. You can reach them at vanguardtactics.com. There's a yearly academy intake. There are masterclasses. There are updates. If you go to their site, there'll be free content on the YouTube channel, and in fact, there'll be Emperor's Children when it's out and when it's there. They will be covering it. So please go and check those guys out to find out more about our friends over at VT. Then let's say we get all the things in our codex we like. Well, imagine if we had a 12-inch contagion range. I'm sure that it would be handy to have a little marker when I can't find my tape measure.
Yeah, where would
get such a thing, do you reckon?
Fear not, fellas, I have you covered. You can check out our friends over at Saltire Games on their Etsy page. They make lovely little objective markers, contagion range markers, little reminders, all things to help you play Death Guard in your games. And as an extra bonus, they're even discussing resilient podcast themes, so you can rep us, because I'm a narcissist and I want to see my logo on tables.
And speaking of logos on things, if you really want to support the channel, you can head to drpstore.com, where you can even wear the merchandise with our logos and things on it. So please go there to check it out. And
you know what else has our logo on it, Dave?
What else has?
The like and subscribe button.
I mean, yes,
it does, Will, but it's these little square cubey things.
Yeah, like this, Dave. Like this. What is this?
Yes.
Oh.
So good news is I've spoken to Baron of Dice, and they've confirmed that they will be getting their shipment of dice in from the DRP dice, which are called which they're referencing as diseased ghosts.
Because little skulls.
Yeah, because the little skulls. And they are expecting to have those being shipped over at the end of February, as we hoped, which means that within the first couple of weeks of March, they should be on sale. We are going to get shipped some just to help out. We'll get some photos done, and then we will do some announcements across social and on here. And then you guys can finally get your hands on them. And also, so can we, because even we don't have any of those dice.
No, we give them all away.
Everyone bought them, so we let you guys have them first. So the people who had the lucky original batch, we don't even have them. But yeah, it's going to be good. So we
And
will.
if you want proof of concept, go and watch Zito's games at Lords of War. Those dice are fucking rigged, and I love it so much. They rolled so hot.
So yeah, so and also don't forget about the t-shirts and things that you can get too if you want to look as cool as Dave. I think you're the only one actually wearing them yet, Dave, out of the three of us. But that'll be corrected soon. We'll have to get them to rep the channel.
Yep.
I
mean, also
yeah.
we're also now just over 100 subs from 9K. So thank you all for your continued support and helping the channel grow. It's amazing to see it keep going up. 10K, even when I first came on the channel, whatever, to think that it'd get to 10, not because there's a lack of kind of good quality and stuff being put out, but that number felt so far away, and actually now we're really knocking on the door of it. So yeah, thank you everyone for supporting the channel, and please continue to spread the word. Yeah.
Excellent.
So in terms of supporting the channels before you go, me and Aiden will be at Manchester GT this weekend. So anyone who's there, feel free to come say hi. Hopefully the weekend will be worthwhile. We'll have some good stories to tell. But do you guys have anything else to say before we wrap up there?
Not for me.
No, I think we're just going to leave you some Death Guard Radio. And again, if you enjoy any of the music we do make on our streams, you can check them out in the Spotify link I've just put in the chat. So they're free to listen to for everybody. And members can download them directly to the Discord so you can listen to it on your little MP3 player. Thank you so much for listening. It's been amazing tonight. You guys have been awesome. So many viewers in the chat and all the support. So we eagerly await our Codex. The final wait has begun. The last stretch. Hang in. We're Nurgle followers. We're used to waiting around. And soon enough, it'll be our time. For now, everybody, goodbye from myself.
Bye from Will and his Nurgling friends.
We got there in the end, sort of.
And bye from Death Dave. See you later, guys.
Stay around, guys. Catch you later.
Bye.
In the void, where the warm winds howl. From the depths of rot and decay they rise. The Death Guard marches on the sickened skies. With boils and blight, they spread the pain. In Nurgle's name, disease will reign. Blood and ruin and pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. From the depths of rot and decay they rise. The Death Guard marches under sickened skies. With boils and blight, they spread the pain. In Nurgle's name, disease will reign. Rot and ruin, pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. Armored and filled with rusted blades, they laugh as cities wilt and fade. Where they tread, no life remains, just hollow corpses, plague remains. Beneath the helm, the cursed grin, for in death they shall begin. Rot and ruin, pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. Beneath the warp the souls are bound, to spread decay, to break the ground. Nurgle's gifts a putrid stain, a future where only disease remains. In the void, where the warm winds howl, a fleet once noble, now destined to fall. Brave wardens stir, betrayal takes shape, Typhoon's whispers, sealing their fate. Navigators lost to the shadowed lie, a fleet adrift beneath a darkened sky. The warp's cruel grasp, unyielding and tight, chaos awaits in the endless night. Whispers of power, a pestilent tide, Mortarian's pride, with nowhere to hide. The destroyer plague, a grim reward, Nurgle's laughter echoes aboard. Bound by decay, they rise in his name. The death god transformed, never the same. Plague-born sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Mortarian stands, his sons by his side. Through agony storm, their oaths collide. Grandfather's hand, the pact is sealed. The legion reborn, their fate revealed. Lies in the armor, rot in the soul. A Primarch remade, his heart grown cold. In terror shadow, their war drums beat. Pestilent warriors, no chance of retreat. Through breach and ruin, their banners fly. With death's embrace, they'll never die. The Lion's Gate, where hope was torn. Dragon's blade meets the Plague-born. Sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Typhus herald, chaos born, Mortarian's wrath, the plague sworn. In the warp, their legacy thrives, eternal servants where corruption lies. Mortarians fall, Typhus ascends, the death god song, it never ends.
From the shadow depths of a broken hive, corpses twitch and come alive. This crimson plague, it feeds on fear as the bodies drop and it draws us near. Our skin is crawling, something's inside, internal organs liquefied. Death God's gift, a twisted fate, no escape from me, yeah, it's too late. No goal comes except your fate, and we'll solve the hive's infected. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive will consume when it's sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking pox now takes its bite. The walking pox now takes its bite. Blood the rod, blood the rod. Walking pox now takes its bite. Lungs are burning, pox fills the air. You scream for help, but no one cares. Bones are breaking, bodies swift. The death guard's gift, death's toxic kiss. Pale eyes stare with a hollow glare. They're gone but shambling, lost somewhere. This hive is his, disease and bloom. No light survives in this darkened tomb. Then no comes except your fate, and we'll solve the hive's infected. It's too late. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive will consume by the sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking box now takes its bite. The walking box now takes its bite. You feel it subtle deep inside. There's no cure, nowhere to hide. You breathe me in, you can't escape. I am the plague, I am your fate. What can you feel it in your bones? This is where it now goes home. No mercy here, you're out of time. Your final breath is that last line. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive was consumed by the sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking box now takes its bite. The walking box now takes its bite. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive was consumed by the sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking box now takes its bite. The walking box now takes its bite. From the skies we come to claim our prize. A world infected before your eyes. We are the run, we are the end. The death god's mercy is death again. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive will consume by the sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking box now takes its bite.